All right, let's talk about something huge, a problem that's happening right now that could be making your website totally invisible to this massive new wave of search traffic. And you know what the scary part is? You probably don't even know it's happening. So I'm just going to ask you point blank, is your website invisible to AI? It's a really critical question because honestly, the answer could decide whether you get found in this new era or if you just get left in the dust. Because check this out, right now, something like 40% of all search traffic is shifting over to AI search tools. Think about that. That is a huge chunk of your potential audience that isn't using Google the old-fashioned way anymore. They're asking AI's questions, and you have got to be part of the answer. But for so many websites out there, this is the only thing an AI can say about them. When a tool like ChatGPT or Perplexity tries to look at their site, it basically sees a blank page. You're a ghost online. Okay, so let's pop the hood for a second and get a little technical. What's actually causing this? Why are some sites invisible? Well, it all boils down to this fundamental difference in how websites are actually built today. And this really breaks it down. See, on the left, you've got your typical modern-looking sites that depend on a lot of JavaScript. To an AI crawler, these sites look like a bunch of empty boxes, empty divs, where the content gets loaded in later. The problem is, the AI crawler is impatient. It often just moves on before your content even shows up. But on the right, you have these AI-readable sites. They're built with clean, semantic HTML. For an AI, this is like reading a perfectly organized report. It knows exactly what everything is instantly. So if the old way of building sites is accidentally creating these digital ghosts, what's the fix? Well, this isn't about some little patch or a quick fix. It's a totally different way of thinking. We have to start building websites with an AI-first mindset from the very beginning. And the bedrock, the absolute foundation of this new way, is something called semantic HTML. The best way to think about it is like a table of contents for your website. An H1 tag isn't just telling a browser to make text big, it's telling the AI, hey, pay attention. This is the main topic of the page. It gives your content structure and meaning that these crawlers can understand in a split second. Now look, building this way used to be a really manual, kind of tedious process. But of course, a new generation of tools is popping up to automate this whole thing. Our source material points to one example, 10Web's Vibe, which they call an AI native builder that's designed from the ground up to create this super clean, AI-friendly code right out of the box. So what does an AI-first approach like this actually look like in the real world? How does it all work? Let's break down the key pieces that make it different. It really comes down to four main ideas, these four pillars that make the whole system work together, combining that raw AI power with the control that a user really needs. Let's take a look at each one. Okay, so first up, you need an AI native coding system. That's the engine that turns a simple sentence into perfect semantic HTML. Second, for a lot of us, deep integration with a powerhouse like WordPress is a must. We're not talking about a flimsy layer on top. It is WordPress with all the plugins and backend access you'd expect. Third is AI-powered editing. You know, making changes with simple chat commands instead of wrestling with code. And finally, and this is so important, total ownership. You should be able to pack up your site and leave anytime. No vendor lock-in. You own your code, period. All right, but talk is cheap, right? So the source material actually put this to the test. They ran a real-world experiment going from just an idea and a text box to a fully live, AI-readable website. And get this is the actual prompt they used. That's it. It's not code. It's just plain English describing a landing page for a made-up company. Super simple, super clear. And the result? The time it took from typing in that simple prompt to having a fully built, professional-looking website go live was just 9 minutes. 9! That is just wild. The time savings alone are incredible. But you know, speed is one thing. What's really crucial here is what was built. It wasn't just a pretty picture. The AI generated a site with all the right stuff for visibility, perfect semantic HTML, the right heading tags for structure, alt text for images, even structured data markup. It built the site the right way from the start. And here it is, the moment of truth. Just minutes after this brand new site went live, they asked AI tools like ChatGPT and Perplexity about it. And look, no blank page, no, I don't have information. They could both read it, understand it, and accurately summarize what the new website was all about. The invisibility trap, totally avoided. Okay, so this is all super interesting, but what does it actually mean for you? How do you make sure that you are on the right side of this massive shift? I've got a super simple two-step plan for you. First, go run the invisibility test. Right now, open up an AI chat tool and ask it about your own business or website. If it comes back with that dreaded "I don't have information" line, well, now you know you have a problem. And step two is the solution path. It's time to build a site that's AI readable from its very core. And hey, for anyone who wants to try this AI first approach for themselves, the source notes that 10web is actually offering a way to test their builder for free. It's a no-risk way to run your own experiment and really see the difference it makes. So as we wrap this up, the real thing to walk away with is this. The gap between the websites AI can see and the ones it can't, well, it's getting wider every single day. And as more and more of the world looks to AI for answers, you just have to ask yourself, which side of that gap are you going to be on?